Okay, so this was like completely unexpected. The launch of next-gen Ryzen CPUs was definitely imminent, but what AMD has done with these new next-gen CPUs, that was unexpected, guys. You might have already seen the announcement of Ryzen 5000 series CPUs, right? And when I was just watching the launch event, right, I was like completely blown away by what AMD was offering on these new next-gen CPUs. They're based on the Zen 3 architecture and come with a lot of performance improvements over their previous gen. And today in this video, we'll be like discussing about these new CPUs, and basically I'll give you like complete information about these products. So let's get started. Hey guys, this is Vimal here and welcome back to another video on my channel. So today I'm like super excited to talk about the brand new Ryzen 4000 series. Oops, sorry, Ryzen 5000 actually. See, AMD like completely skipped the 4000 series naming for these new next gen CPUs, and that is because if you guys remember, like a couple of months ago AMD has released their 4000 and Pro series, also the mobile CPUs for their pre-built desktops. Well, to avoid confusion between that, between consumers, AMD like decided to skip that 4000, man. Let's go with 5000 and name these new CPUs on the 5000 series. So that is what actually happened. So yeah, in the 5000 series AMD has like shown us 4 new CPUs, guys. One from Ryzen 5, there's one Ryzen 7, and also 2 new CPUs in the Ryzen 9 category. And all these CPUs are based on the new Zen 3 architecture and offer like crazy fast performance. So in this video I'll be telling you all about that. AMD's new Zen 3 architecture is based on a similar 7nm tech just like their previous gen, but offers a lot of more performance improvement and better efficiency and a lot more performance per watt, guys. And not only that, the whole CPU die layout has been completely changed. There's like a uniform cache right now in the layout, and all the cores can directly communicate with each other and also the cache, and because of this you're having like accelerated performance improvement and reduced memory latency also. So there's a lot more performance boost you can see over here. And not only that, one more thing I was like quite impressed was there's 19% performance improvement in the IPC section, guys. So IPC stands for instructions per clock cycle. So there's about like 19% higher performance over here. And all of this is happening with like zero additional socket power. So the TDP is like exactly same as before. For example, take the Ryzen 7. It was 105 TDP in the previous gen, right? Now also you're having like the same TDP. So like great efficiency but improved performance. And in these new Ryzen 5000 series CPUs, as I've told you just now, AMD has showcased us 4 new CPUs. First, let's start with the Ryzen 5, guys. So this time they've shown first Ryzen 5, Ryzen 7 and Ryzen 9. Maybe Ryzen 3 will be coming up later, maybe in early 2021. I'll keep you guys updated on that. First, let me tell you about the Ryzen 5. So this one is the Ryzen 5 5600X, guys, and it's a 6-core 12-thread CPU and has a base clock frequency of 3.7 GHz and a max boost clock frequency of 4.6 GHz. So this one is like a perfect gaming CPU, especially if you are on a budget. It's got 35 MB cache and with 65 watts of TDP offers like really improved performance compared to the previous gen Ryzen 5. So that was about Ryzen 5, guys. I'm like pretty excited to get my hands on these new CPUs, test them out and show you how they perform. Moving on, we've got Ryzen 7, the Ryzen 7 5800X. Now this is an 8-core, 16-thread CPU with a base clock frequency of 3.8 GHz and a max boost clock frequency of 4.7 GHz. And this one is like the sweet spot for all the gamers out there. Going next, we got the Ryzen 9, and in this Ryzen 9 category, AMD has shown us 2 new CPUs, guys, the Ryzen 9 5900X and the Ryzen 9 5950X. So the 5900X is a 12-core 24-thread CPU with a TDP of 105 watts, and the Ryzen 9 5950X is a 16-core 32-thread monster CPU with a base clock frequency of 3.4 GHz and a max boost clock frequencies of up to 4.9 GHz, guys. And AMD says that this is their fastest consumer gaming CPU available with them, and this is nothing less than the world's fastest gaming CPU, guys. See, it offers like best of both worlds. Previously, for gaming, people used to buy like Intel because Intel offers like great gaming performance, right? And for content creation, people used to prefer Ryzen because Ryzen offers like great IPC performance and great for rendering, content creation and those sort of stuff. But with this new Ryzen 5000 series and the Ryzen 9 CPU, AMD just completely nailed it. It just completely washed out the competition because it offers like better content creation performance as well as gaming performance also. You're getting best of both worlds on the single CPU. That is nuts, guys. I can't wait to get my hands on this and actually test it out and see how it performs. So these were the 4 CPUs that AMD has announced today. And if you compare to the previous Ryzen 3000 series, the Ryzen 5000 series offer like 20 to 50% higher performance upgrade. So that is like a huge improvement right over there. And if you compare the Ryzen 5900X with the 3900X, it offers like 26 to 28% improvement in the gaming section, especially in the 1080p category. So AMD has given us some benchmarks and shown us some charts as well, where they've shown how it performs compared to the competition as well as their previous gen, and I definitely see like huge improvements. But see, again, this is something that I personally would like to test out the CPUs in different categories, maybe rendering or AutoCAD like works, content creation side, and also the gaming section. And then I'd like to share my personal feedback and let you guys know the actual real world performance test. So this is something I'll be able to share with you only after getting these CPUs in my hands. So Intel better watch out right now because AMD is just killing it with their CPUs. The Ryzen 9 5950X offers like 59% higher rendering performance over the i9 10th gen, and if you talk about the gaming performance also, there's like 5 to 10% better performance over here also. So the Ryzen 9 outperforms the i9 in both the gaming as well as the content creation section. I'm like very excited to test them out and compare both these CPUs and make a dedicated video and show you like how do they perform in these respective categories. Very excited for that. Can't wait to get my hands on the new Ryzen 5000 CPUs. And for your info, like a small hint, I am getting the CPUs like very soon, guys. They're officially launching and will be available since November 5th, and I'll be getting my hands on these new CPUs very soon, so stay tuned for that. Well, that is pretty much I can say about the CPUs right now, guys. And if you talk about the pricing, see, they've only mentioned the US pricing. We still don't have the Indian pricing details. So that is something I'll be able to share with you guys once I get the CPUs in my hand. So you'll have to stay tuned for that also. And not just this, guys, AMD has also announced their new GPU as well in the event. That is also something I was looking for. Their new Big Navi GPU, the Radeon RX 6000. AMD says that this is their most powerful graphic card they've ever designed till now, and based on the next gen RDNA 2 architecture, AMD has shown us some benchmarks where they're showing like they're promising 4K 60 FPS gaming at ultra graphics settings. So this is also something I'm looking forward to. A lot of stuff, guys, a lot of interesting stuff coming up. So stay tuned to the channel. So these are all the stuff I wanted to share with you all people, and talk about the new Ryzen 5000 series CPUs and also the Radeon RX 6000 GPU. Guys, a lot of people are wondering, will the price of the previous gen CPUs drop after these new 5000 CPUs come? Well, that is obvious, right? It will take some time, but you can definitely see that the prices of the previous gen CPUs will come down a bit. I don't know exactly by how much, but I'll keep you guys updated on that. So that is pretty much it for today, guys. I've tried to share all the information as fast as possible in the shortest time period. I hope you all enjoyed this video and got to know everything about these brand new CPUs. Make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more new awesome videos. And I'll see you all in my next one.